Futures trading is risky and can result in substantial financial loss.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, traders from across the globe. Welcome to Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. We got something to talk about here, something very interesting in the S&P and the NASDAQ. Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. And that's a lot of discipline, and we talk about discipline every day, and I'm going to teach you about staying out of the market until you get a good enough signal to get back in. Now there's a mirror image formation I've told you guys about. I've illustrated to you before. I've pointed it out to you in the Japanese yen. I've shown it to you in the euro currency, and it's worked very, very well. It's an image pattern that I've developed over many years. I don't know anyone else that really knows about it except for our crowd of Omniacs, and you're all my Omniacs. And I'm going to show this to you again, and I'm going to give you a reason why we need to sit tight. You need to sit on your hands tomorrow no matter what happens until we either get an Omni signal or you let this thing pan out and give us direction. And let me take you into these charts now, and I'll show you why. Mike, I want you to zoom in on this one first. We have a classic mirror image formation. This is one of the best mirror image formations I've seen in a long time. And that mirror image formation is a bar that opens, drops, and closes. Then another bar next to it that opens, rallies, and closes, almost exact opposite looking, so it looks like you're looking in a mirror. Then on the third day, you generally will get your directional call. So if on the third day the market rallies out and closes higher, you go with the run on the upside. If the market closes lower than the bottom of the mirror image, you go with the action on the downside. But something interesting has happened. It rallied up, came back, and settled right in the middle. There's no signal. I don't know what to do with that, and I shouldn't know what to do with it because the mirror image is a three-legged formation. You have to get a breakout either above or below in order to get your directional call. So, in order for us to trade this tomorrow, we're going to need to see a rally and a settlement outside of this mirror image formation. Now, it is one of the best mirror images I've seen in a while, and I'm going to qualify. Mike, can you bring this over to the S&P chart now? I'm going to qualify this S&P mirror image formation because it trades hand in hand with NASDAQ. Now you know I've said this to you before, if the mirror images aren't exact high and lows or just about exact opposites, I won't call it. But the fact that you have NASDAQ with a perfect one, the S&P, I'm going to call that a mirror image. And again, we broke out a little, but we settled in the middle of the range, no signal. That means tomorrow, we have no trade. And I'm not going near this thing. I'm going to sit on my hands, I'll stick them in my pockets, I'll go play drums, I'll do anything, but I will not get in that market until I have a directional call. Now, take a look at this, because this is very, very interesting. This was the euro currency chart. I showed this mirror image to you guys. It's one of the first times I debuted it. That mirror image was right here. Are you zoomed in on that, Michael? We had a mirror image where you had an open, a run up, and a close. And then an open, a run down, and a close. And on day 3, we broke out and we settled higher. Well, take a look at that move. It was a monster out of the mirror image. It was one of the best trades I've done in a long time. That was on 4-4 and 4-3-07. We had 4-3 and 4-4-07. On 4-5, we broke out. And by the time it was at 427.07, we traded all the way up to 137.15, 134.30. A monster trade. Now we may very well get that in the NASDAQ and the S&P. We may get a great directional call, but until we get that third leg out, we're not going to take the trade. So you got to use your discipline tomorrow, guys. Everybody sit tight unless you have your own signal to go with. If you're trading my Omni signals, you're going to have to sit tight on this one until we get the directional call. And you know we're very, very disciplined traders here. We never chase the markets. We never move our stops. We never, ever panic. Never, not once. It's never happened to me. And it's not going to happen to you if you stick with me. And I'll teach you how to keep your emotions out of this thing. So again, tomorrow, watch what happens. Do your homework on that mirror image and shoot me out some emails. Show me what you found, and I'll report back to you, and we'll compare notes and we'll see what happens. But I think we're going to get a powerful move out of this. Whether it will go up or down, that's anybody's call. I can't tell that, but I can tell you where we should go after the mirror image is finally complete. So I'm going to end this with no trade tomorrow. Sometimes the best trade is no trade at all. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, we say this at the end of every video. I tell you to say this in the morning when you get up. I tell you to say this every time you're going to place an order. Say it at night before you go to bed, because it will save you tons of heartache in these markets. And that is, stops are in, emotions are out.
Futures trading is risky and can cause substantial financial loss. We do not claim or guarantee that you will profit from the information provided. That being said, I am a 24-year seasoned trader on and off the floors. This is how I've made my living for many, many years. Good luck trading.